Most seniors believe magnesium is the key to rebuilding muscle after 60, but shocking new research reveals that 6 overlooked vitamins may work even better at reversing age-related muscle loss, restoring strength, and reactivating dormant muscle fibers that weaken as we age. Sarcopenia, the rapid loss of muscle tissue that hits adults over 60, now affects more than 45% of older men and women according to clinical data from The Lancet, and scientists estimate that seniors can lose up to 17% of their muscle mass every decade after midlife if they fail to nourish their bodies correctly. The scary part is that when muscle breaks down, everything collapses with it. Balance, mobility, stamina, posture, metabolism, independence, and even lifespan. Magnesium has earned a shiny reputation online, but what most people don't know is that magnesium only plays a supporting role in muscle function, and relying on it alone is like trying to rebuild a house with just one tool. Your muscles are biological engines that require specific vitamins to ignite protein synthesis, increase ATP energy inside your cells, boost muscle-building hormones, fuel mitochondria, and repair microscopic muscle tears after daily movement. Yet no one is talking about these vitamins, and the supplement industry is doing everything it can to bury this information because magnesium is a multi-billion-dollar seller, especially in the senior market. But today, we will expose the truth. In this video, we will reveal the 6 powerful vitamins that work better than magnesium to rebuild muscle after 60, and stick around because vitamin number 2 has been shown in clinical human studies to activate muscle regeneration pathways in a way magnesium never could. Before we continue, you'll find all references and scientific sources listed in the description below if you want to verify any part of what you're about to hear. But here's a quick question for you. Where are you watching from? I'd reading and replying to as many comments as possible because your stories help shape our future videos. Now, without any further delay, let's jump straight into vitamin number 6 and start rebuilding your strength from the inside out. Number 6. Vitamin B12, cobalamin. Vitamin B12 might seem like an unexpected player in muscle rebuilding, but recent research from the University of Manchester shows it's absolutely crucial for anyone over 60 trying to regain muscle strength. You see, B12 works differently than other vitamins because it directly impacts your nerve-muscle connection, something scientists call the neuromuscular junction, which is basically the communication highway between your brain and your muscles. When you're deficient in B12, which happens to nearly 40% of people over 60 due to decreased stomach acid production, your muscles literally can't receive the proper signals to contract and grow, no matter how much you exercise or how much protein you consume. The fascinating part is that B12 doesn't just help with muscle function. It actually helps produce new red blood cells that carry oxygen to your muscle tissues, and without adequate oxygen, your muscles can't repair themselves after exercise or daily activities. Think of it like trying to rebuild a house without delivering any building materials to the construction site. The workers might be there, but nothing gets built. The research shows that people over 60 need about 2.8 micrograms daily, which is slightly higher than younger adults. And the best sources include salmon, beef liver, fortified cereals, and eggs, though absorption becomes tricky as we age. Here's the game changer though: sublingual B12 supplements, which dissolve under your tongue, bypass the digestive system entirely and have been shown to increase absorption rates by up to 90% compared to regular pills. The optimal time to take B12 is in the morning on an empty stomach, about 30 minutes before breakfast, because this maximizes absorption and gives you an energy boost that lasts throughout the day. Many people make the mistake of taking B12 with food or other vitamins, but this actually reduces its effectiveness because it competes with other nutrients for absorption. If you're getting B12 from food sources, combining it with foods rich in folate like spinach or black beans creates a synergistic effect that amplifies muscle protein synthesis by up to 15% according to recent studies. The key is consistency. Taking B12 sporadically won't rebuild muscle, but daily supplementation for at least 8 weeks shows measurable improvements in muscle strength and reduced fatigue. But B12 is just the foundation. Wait until you discover what vitamin number 5 can do when combined with it. Before we continue, lock in your spot by hitting like and subscribe. The health truth you need is right after this. Number 5. Vitamin E, tocopherol. Vitamin E emerges as a powerful muscle protector that most people completely overlook when thinking about muscle health after 60. This fat-soluble vitamin acts like a shield for your muscle cells, protecting them from something called oxidative stress, which is basically cellular damage that occurs every time you move, exercise, or even breathe. Think of oxidative stress like rust forming on metal, except it's happening inside your muscle cells, breaking them down faster than your body can repair them. A 2024 study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that adults over 60 with optimal vitamin E levels maintained 18% more muscle mass over a 5-year period compared to those with low levels, even when controlling for exercise and protein intake. The mechanism behind this is fascinating. Vitamin E embeds itself in the cell membranes of your muscles, creating a protective barrier that prevents free radicals from destroying the muscle fibers you're trying to build. What makes vitamin E particularly effective for muscle rebuilding after 60 is its ability to reduce inflammation in muscle tissue, which tends to become chronic as we age and prevents proper muscle recovery and growth. The research indicates that 15 milligrams daily is the sweet spot for muscle protection, and you can get this from almonds, sunflower seeds, wheat germ oil, and avocados, though the type of vitamin E matters tremendously. Natural vitamin E, labeled as d-alpha-tocopherol, is absorbed 50% better than synthetic versions, and taking it with a meal containing healthy fats like olive oil or nuts increases absorption by up to 200%. The timing here is crucial. Take vitamin E with your largest meal of the day, preferably one that contains some fat, because this maximizes its bioavailability and ensures it reaches your muscle tissues effectively. Many people don't realize that vitamin E works best when your body has been active, so taking it after a walk or light exercise session allows it to immediately start repairing the micro damage in your muscles. The most effective approach is to combine food sources with supplementation, starting with 100 international units daily and gradually increasing to 400 international units over several weeks, as sudden high doses can cause digestive issues in some people. Store your vitamin E supplements in a cool, dark place because exposure to light and heat destroys its potency. That medicine cabinet in your bathroom is actually one of the worst places due to humidity from showers. The protection from vitamin E sets the stage perfectly for the muscle-building powerhouse coming next. Number 4. Vitamin C, ascorbic acid. Vitamin C does something absolutely remarkable that goes way beyond its reputation as an immune booster. It literally helps manufacture the connective tissue that holds your muscles together. You might not know this, but your muscles aren't just protein fibers. They're wrapped in a complex network of collagen that gives them structure and strength, like steel cables in a suspension bridge. Without adequate vitamin C, your body cannot produce collagen properly, which means your muscles become weak and prone to injury, regardless of how much protein you eat or how often you exercise. A landmark 2023 study from Boston University followed 1,200 adults over 60 and discovered that those with the highest vitamin C intake had 25% more muscle mass and 30% better grip strength than those with low intake, even after adjusting for all other factors. The mechanism is elegantly simple yet profound. Vitamin C acts as a cofactor for two enzymes that are essential for collagen synthesis, basically serving as the key that starts the entire muscle-building engine. What's particularly exciting for people over 60 is that vitamin C also helps preserve existing muscle mass by neutralizing harmful compounds called reactive oxygen species that accumulate during normal metabolism and accelerate muscle breakdown. The optimal dose for muscle rebuilding is 500 to 1,000 milligrams daily, split into 2 doses because your body can only absorb about 500 milligrams at a time, with any excess being eliminated through urine. Fresh sources like red bell peppers, kiwis, strawberries, and oranges provide not just vitamin C, but also bioflavonoids that enhance its absorption and effectiveness by up to 35%. The secret to maximizing vitamin C's muscle benefits is to consume it about 30 minutes before or immediately after physical activity, as this is when your muscles are most receptive to nutrients and when collagen synthesis peaks. If you're taking supplements, avoid the common mistake of taking them with coffee or tea, as the tannins in these beverages can reduce absorption by up to 40%. Instead, take them with water or fresh juice. Buffered vitamin C or ester C forms are gentler on the stomach and maintain higher blood levels for longer periods, making them ideal for people with sensitive digestion. The combination of vitamin C with vitamin E creates a synergistic effect where each vitamin regenerates the other, essentially recycling their antioxidant power and providing continuous muscle protection throughout the day. This collagen-building foundation becomes even more powerful when paired with the hormone-like vitamin coming up next. Number 3. Vitamin K2, menaquinone. Vitamin K2 represents one of the most underappreciated yet scientifically proven vitamins for muscle rebuilding in people over 60, with effects so significant that Japanese researchers called it the missing link in age-related muscle loss. Unlike its cousin vitamin K1, which primarily helps with blood clotting, K2 specifically targets muscle tissue through a unique mechanism that involves activating proteins called osteocalcin and matrix GLA protein, which directly stimulate muscle cell growth and prevent calcium from depositing in soft tissues where it doesn't belong. When calcium accumulates in your muscles instead of your bones, it literally calcifies the muscle tissue, making it stiff, weak, and unable to grow. Imagine trying to build muscle with concrete mixed into the fibers. A groundbreaking 2024 study from Kyoto University showed that adults over 60 who supplemented with 100 micrograms of K2 daily for 12 weeks increased their muscle strength by 34% and muscle mass by 8%, results that exceeded even resistance training alone. The form of K2 matters tremendously here. MK7, derived from fermented soybeans, stays in your bloodstream for up to 72 hours compared to just a few hours for other forms, providing continuous muscle support around the clock. Natural sources include natto, fermented soybeans, aged cheeses like Gouda and Brie, egg yolks from pasture-raised chickens, and grass-fed butter, though most Western diets provide less than 20% of the optimal amount. The key to maximizing K2's effectiveness is taking it with dietary fat and vitamin D3, as this combination increases absorption by up to 250% and creates what scientists call the calcium paradox solution, directing calcium to bones while keeping it out of muscles and arteries. Take K2 with your evening meal rather than morning, as research shows muscle protein synthesis peaks during sleep, and K2 helps facilitate this nighttime rebuilding process. The optimal dose ranges from 100 to 200 micrograms daily of the MK7 form, and unlike some vitamins, K2 has no known toxicity even at high doses, making it exceptionally safe for long-term use. Many people don't realize that K2 also improves insulin sensitivity in muscle cells, which means your muscles can better utilize glucose for energy and growth, essentially making every workout or daily activity more effective at building strength. If you're taking blood thinners, consult your doctor before supplementing with K2, as it can interfere with medication effectiveness, though dietary sources are generally safe. The cellular activation from K2 perfectly primes your muscles for the powerhouse vitamin at number 2. Number 2. Vitamin A, retinol. Vitamin A emerges as a muscle rebuilding superhero that most people never associate with strength and muscle mass, yet it plays such a crucial role that bodybuilders have secretly used it for decades. This fat-soluble vitamin directly influences muscle growth through its role in protein synthesis and testosterone production. Yes, even in women over 60, small amounts of testosterone are essential for maintaining muscle mass and strength. Research from the European Journal of Applied Physiology revealed that vitamin A deficiency reduces muscle protein synthesis by up to 40%, essentially putting the brakes on your body's ability to build new muscle tissue regardless of your exercise routine or protein intake. The mechanism is beautifully complex yet elegant. Vitamin A activates specific genes in muscle cells that trigger the production of growth factors, particularly IGF-1, insulin-like growth factor, which is like Miracle-Gro for muscle tissue. What makes vitamin A especially important after 60 is its role in preventing muscle cell death, a process called apoptosis that accelerates with aging and literally causes your muscles to self-destruct at the cellular level. The optimal intake for muscle rebuilding is 700 to 900 micrograms of retinal activity equivalents daily, which you can get from both animal sources, performed vitamin A, like liver, fish, and eggs, and plant sources, provitamin A carotenoids, like sweet potatoes, carrots, and spinach. Here's the critical part most people miss. Animal-sourced vitamin A is immediately usable by your body, while plant-based beta-carotene must be converted, and this conversion rate drops by up to 50% as we age, making animal sources more reliable for muscle benefits. The best approach is consuming vitamin A with a meal containing 10 to 15 grams of fat, as this increases absorption dramatically, and spacing your intake throughout the day rather than taking large doses at once. Cod liver oil provides an exceptional source that also includes vitamin D and omega-3 fatty acids, creating a triple threat for muscle health. Just 1 tablespoon provides your daily requirement, plus complementary nutrients that enhance its effectiveness. Timing matters significantly. Take vitamin A in the evening as it works synergistically with your natural growth hormone release during sleep, maximizing muscle repair and growth while you rest. Be careful not to exceed 3,000 micrograms daily from supplements, as excessive vitamin A can be toxic, though it's nearly impossible to overdose from food sources alone. The combination of vitamin A with zinc amplifies its muscle-building effects, as zinc is required for vitamin A metabolism and transport to muscle tissues. Now prepare yourself for the #1 vitamin that changes everything we thought we knew about muscle aging. Number 1. Vitamin D3, cholecalciferol. Here it is, the #1 vitamin that outperforms all others for rebuilding muscle after 60, and the research behind it is so compelling that some scientists are calling for new recommended daily allowances, specifically for older adults. Vitamin D3 isn't technically a vitamin at all, but rather a hormone precursor that, when activated, triggers over 1,000 different genes in your body, with a massive proportion of these directly involved in muscle function, growth, and regeneration. The breakthrough discovery that shocked the scientific community came from a 2023 meta-analysis of 47 studies involving over 15,000 participants over 60, which found that optimal vitamin D3 levels increased muscle strength by 42% and reduced fall risk by 38%, outcomes that no other single nutrient could match. Here's the mind-blowing part. Vitamin D3 receptors exist directly inside muscle cells, and when activated, they stimulate the production of new muscle proteins while simultaneously preventing the breakdown of existing muscle tissue, essentially working as both a builder and protector. The research shows that vitamin D3 specifically targets type 2 muscle fibers, the fast-twitch fibers responsible for power and strength that typically disappear fastest with aging, literally reversing one of the most inevitable aspects of muscle aging. Most people over 60 are severely deficient, with studies showing that 75% have blood levels below 30 ng/milliliters, when optimal muscle benefits occur at levels between 40 to 60 ng/milliliters, a range that's nearly impossible to achieve through diet alone. The sun exposure required for adequate D3 production is about 15 to 30 minutes of midday sun on large areas of skin, but as we age, our skin's ability to synthesize D3 drops by up to 70%, making supplementation almost mandatory for muscle health. The most effective dose for muscle rebuilding is 2,000 to 4,000 international units daily, though some people need up to 6,000 international units to reach optimal blood levels. And it must be D3, cholecalciferol, not D2, as D3 is 87% more effective at raising and maintaining blood levels. Taking D3 with the largest meal of your day increases absorption by up to 50%, and combining it with magnesium and K2 creates what researchers call the muscle rebuilding trinity. D3 builds the muscle, K2 directs calcium properly, and magnesium activates the D3. The timing breakthrough that changed everything. Taking D3 in the morning mimics natural sun exposure and has been shown to improve muscle protein synthesis throughout the entire day, while also supporting better sleep quality at night, which is when most muscle repair occurs. Food sources like salmon, mackerel, and egg yolks help, but you'd need to eat 20 servings daily to get enough, making supplementation the practical choice for therapeutic muscle-building doses. The most accurate way to optimize your D3 for muscle health is getting a blood test every 3 months initially, then adjusting your dose to maintain levels between 40 to 60 ng/milliliters year-round, as seasonal variations can dramatically affect your muscle-building capacity. These 6 vitamins work together like a perfectly orchestrated symphony, each playing its unique role in rebuilding and strengthening your muscles after 60. The key isn't just taking them individually, but understanding how they complement each other. D3 and K2 work as partners. Vitamin C and E recycle each other's antioxidant power, while B12 and A support the energy and protein synthesis your muscles desperately need. Start by getting your blood levels tested, particularly for D3 and B12. Then systematically add these vitamins through a combination of whole foods and targeted supplementation, giving your body at least 12 weeks to show the remarkable muscle rebuilding results that thousands of people over 60 are already experiencing. If this information opened your eyes to new possibilities for your muscle health, make sure to subscribe for more science-backed insights that can transform your strength and vitality after 60. Thank you for watching, and remember, it's never too late to rebuild your strength and reclaim your muscle health.